So for me, at the beginning of the season, just a refresher for everybody, for favorites, which is our top category, I had Georgia, Alabama, and Texas. Contenders, next in line there, I have Mizzou, Ole Miss, and LSU. At the beginning of the season for Midland, the middle category that we have, Kentucky, Auburn, Tennessee, A&M, and OU. And then Dogwater, our beloved Dogwater category, I had Arkansas, South Carolina, and Mississippi State. And then finally, the just plain awful, which I don't know. Every time I hear that, I think of. Did y'all ever play the golf tee game at Cracker Barrel?
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. With
You know,
the your
if you
ignoramus.
leave three,
Yep.
you're just plain stupid or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think of. The just plain awful in our final category here. I had Vanderbilt and Florida in that just plain
Uh,
awful category.
Swing and a miss on that one, Wes.
Hey, you go with the information that you have. Um, all right, so at the end of the season, I have a different tier structure, obviously.
Hold on,
Uh,
real quick. Is
yeah.
this also because when I made mine, and I just want to be clear that we're all on the same page. I made mine as this is where they kind of finished up, and this
like
is
a
where we're looking ahead to next season.
Oh, I did mine as like a grade for this year, like where they
Ah,
finished.
okay,
Of course, I
okay.
mean, I guess it could be one and the same because, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, barring players
That's what I
leaving and
was
things like
thinking
that,
of,
it's
and okay.
very
Sorry, go ahead.
should be very similar at the very least. So, anyways, to end the season, I've got for favorites, I had basically the three teams that made the playoffs: Georgia, Texas, and Tennessee in the top there. Then for contenders, I had A&M, which shocked us all this year. Bama, who just dropped a category, but they're still up there. I feel like they still had a great team and still have a great team. Ole Miss stays in the contender category, and South Carolina moves up pretty
Mm,
far from dog water to contenders with their great performances this year, and largely because of Sellers, honestly, and
yeah,
how he made that team look this year. LSU stays at the contender level. All right, and then so we'll move to the Midland category. I have Vanderbilt, a big jump from just plain awful up to Midland. Obviously, they had some big wins. They had some other ones that they let get away from them, but largely, I mean, obviously, if you're a Vandy fan, you're pretty happy with the season that you had this year, including a bowl win. Florida, much better than we anticipated. They started the season not so much, but the way they finished the season, pretty strong. So I got them up in the middle end category from just plain awful. Then I moved Arkansas up one into the Midland category. Thought they did decent this year, maybe slightly better than anticipated. And then Mizzou let them drop from the contenders to the Midland category. And then Dogwater, Auburn drops from Midland to Dogwater. They just did not perform up to par, what we kind of expected from them. And then Oklahoma, unfortunately, which I get is a little bit unfair. They were hampered largely due to injury this year. Especially at the wide receiver position, they had like five people, like
they
their
had
best.
no wide receivers.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah. So, not hating, just that's sort of where they finished at. And then just plain awful. We had a couple that dropped down. We had Mississippi State, which was, I think, undoubtedly the worst team in the SEC this year. And then Kentucky, just we had such high hopes for them going into this season, and they just sort of fell flat on their face, with the exception of a big road win against Ole Miss.
Hmm.
So,
Pretty
anyways, that's
important road win when you think about the ramifications of that loss. Because if they
yeah,
don't
and the
have that
effect on the
loss,
playoff.
there's a chance Ole Miss gets probably gets into the playoff.